Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Pickleball and Politics, where I combine my quest to stay out of the kitchen with my passion for politics. As you know, there will be no pickleball until after the New Hampshire primary because I've been so busy seeing all the candidates. As you know, last week I told you I was going to see the Four Musketeers, and Vivek dropped out, as you know, which made me so sad because I already had in my calendar about 3 events I was going to see him, and I miss Vivek already. But I did see Governor Ron DeSantis. I saw President Trump, and finally, I saw the former governor of the state of South Carolina and former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley. But before we get to my Nikki Haley experience, I want to talk about the latest polls from St. Anselm's. Trump is at 52. St. Anselm's is a Catholic college in Manchester, New Hampshire. Trump is at 52. Haley is 38. Ron DeSantis is at 6. Trump is up 14 points. I will be very surprised personally if he doesn't win on Tuesday. I have to tell you. Now, I saw Governor Haley at the Doubletree Hilton in Manchester, and the interesting part about seeing the former governor is that in April, I saw Donald Trump there. In August, I saw Ron DeSantis. Now, Trump was in the armory they have attached to the building. I think 1,200 people. Ron DeSantis was in the sidebar off of the big bar, and there were maybe 75 to 100 people there. I then saw Vivek Ramaswamy in the same grand ballroom that I saw Nikki Haley in, and he had breakfast for us, and probably 150 people were there. It was very early on a Sunday morning at 9 o'clock. Breakfast started. And then now I've seen Governor Haley. It was pretty busy. All the media is out. The media is out. Everybody is there. The whole back of the ballroom was packed. I would say 400 people, maybe. I tried to look around. It was a lot of standing room on the sides and in the back. A lot of media. Actually, ESPN was there, and I want to show what they were left around for you to take, and that is a little booklet of the Constitution of the United States. So, of course, I took it. I'm going to have to look at it and see if it's the C-SPAN version or the original version. But they did hand that out, so I took it because I can't help myself. Why not? Everybody needs a pocket constitution, don't you think? I think I'm going to carry this around, and when people mention something, I can refer to it. Okay, so the first one out, half the reason I went, like I said, was because I'd seen them. I wanted to see Nikki Haley there because I'd seen them all there. Now, I will say I came in through the parking garage, and there are a lot of breakout rooms there. There's an expo center. Every single one was filled with all kinds of camera crews with permanent sets set up. So I imagine almost all the major networks will have their crews in. Probably maybe the morning shows Sunday morning, and I'm sure the regular morning shows will be filled, and for election coverage on Tuesday night. But that was sort of interesting. Like I said, there are literally hundreds and hundreds of media. Okay, so Governor Chris Sununu, of course, came out, and I'm just going to tell you what I think of Chris Sununu. I've seen him twice now. I've seen him 3 times now. Sorry, I've seen him 3 times. Twice with Nikki and once with Chris Christie. And I'm going to tell you, he is so full of himself. He is very, very impressed with himself. I don't think, I'm just going to say he's very impressed with himself. I don't want to go further than that. He is very impressed with himself. Before I get into everything that Nikki Haley said, I want to tell you, I sat beside a retired young 20-year veteran in the United States Air Force. I thanked him for his service, but he will not vote for Donald Trump in the general election. He went on and on about that. He's a solid Nikki Haley, And he said he won't vote for Joe Biden, but he will not vote for Donald Trump either. I found him a little aggressive with me. Anytime I tried to interject something he was saying, he'd say, let me finish. But when I was talking, he was interrupted. So that didn't last long. It wasn't working for me, if you know what I mean. Okay, Nikki Haley came out. Oh, one more thing I want to say. This was the most traditional, old school Republican crowd I've seen at any rally. Just going to say that. Traditional, old school Republicans at this rally. Take that for what you want. Okay, Governor Haley came out. She had on a nice pair of jeans and a blazer. She got right into everything. She's not taking questions anymore. Not since her Civil War debacle. She came right out and she talked about how the country is in debt. 42 million are on food stamps. I'm going to say these at the rate she almost did. We need to veto the federal budget to pre-COVID levels. That we need an accountant in the White House because she is an accountant. That 31% of eighth graders are not proficient in English. That we need to bring back vocations in our high school. That we need to bring a national e-verify to all employees. And we need to stop funding sanctuary cities. We need to keep them in Mexico, and if we catch them, we need to return them. That the security and of the border and our border security is the number one priority. She said that 70,000 people have died of fentanyl. I think this year, right? I think she said this year. I should double check that before I say it, but that sounds like the number. She wants to take back the land that China has purchased. She wants to stop using gender pronouns in the military and gender pronoun classes in the military. She said she has voted for Trump twice, but that a vote for Trump is just more chaos, and there's just too much chaos surrounding him. She said that politics isn't personal for her, that it's business. She also said that 81% of Americans don't believe that we have a bright future. She talked probably 40 minutes or so. Like I said, a large crowd. I was talking to one teacher from Concord, New Hampshire, that brought a whole bus load of his history students on a field trip on a Friday night. I got to give those kids credit. They were all very, very excited to be to this. The people of New Hampshire, I will say, you know, this being, I don't even know how many rallies I've been to in New Hampshire this election season, but they love their first in the nation. New Hampshire loves this primary. I will say, like I said on my Ron DeSantis video, the people are serious that are attending these events. They care about America. They care about their vote. And they love their country, and they're worried about it. I will say that. They're very concerned about the future of this nation, and they're thoughtful. I will tell you, Nikki Haley is an accountant. I'll say that. That's how I'm going to say it. I don't think she has a lot of charisma. I just don't. She can speak well, and she's confident. I can't picture her. I'll tell you, I just can't picture her as president of the United States. Now, what I think she would love is to be the vice president. I really do think she would love to be the VP. I think it would be a terrible mistake because the way Chris Sununu is following her around, I can see it now for whatever reason. There's no Trump, and Nikki Haley is the president of the United States, and I guarantee you she wants Chris Sununu. They've become great friends. He's endorsed her for quite some time. I'd seen him originally with Chris Christie, and now I've seen him twice with Nikki Haley. He is ambitious, and she's ambitious. She is ambitious, And I think if she was offered the VP, I think she'd take it. I think it would be a terrible idea. I don't know what it is about her. There's just something about her I don't really trust. I didn't trust Chris Christie. I trusted Vivek. I trust Donald Trump. And Ron DeSantis is just sort of like unsure of, I can't put my finger on what it is with Ron DeSantis, but I wouldn't be ready for him to be president either. I don't know what it is. He didn't do himself any favors, but I don't think that Nikki Haley will be in this race much longer. I don't. I think she'll be dropping out. Well, she almost has to stay till South Carolina, but I don't know if it's going to help her because the governor and Tim Scott and all these other people are coming out from South Carolina, and they're all endorsing Donald Trump. So that sort of says a lot. I told you before last week, if you can't win your state, you probably can't win the nation. And as the former governor and, a daughter of South Carolina, if she can't win the state, I'll be interesting to see. I think she will stay until South Carolina. She's dropped out of Nevada, so she won't be in their primary. But I don't know. I guess we'll see how well she does in New Hampshire. There's got to be a number where if she doesn't do well, I don't know how much longer Nikki Haley will be in the race. But it's right around the corner. I saw who I could see, as I promised, at least once. I wish still I'd seen Vivek, but maybe I'll bump into him on the trail somewhere if he is out there working for Donald Trump, and that would be great. So the primary's right around the corner, first in the nation, in the Granite State, the great state of New Hampshire, the live free or die state. As you know, you can reach me all over the place. You can reach me on Instagram, on Getter, at Pickleball and Politics. You can go to my Twitter or X, whatever you are calling it these days, at Pickle and Paul. That's P-O-L. You can go to my website, pickleballandpolitics.com, or you can see me right here on my YouTube channel. Subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and please leave me a comment. I love your comments. Okay, until next time, I will see you again soon. Oh, one more thing. Trump won. Haley 2, DeSantis 3. I mean, I'm not really going out on too much of a limb, but that's what's going to happen in New Hampshire. All right. Until next time, I'll see you again soon on Pickleball and Politics.